ready.
All right, I'll figure that out. But
We're ready. Shall I start us off
Sure, go right ahead, sir.
by saying, YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Buddha back in the building with my co-hosts. We got Tweacz,
What's up, guys?
unmuted, and
Unmuted, absolutely.
TheKryptman.
what's going on, everybody? How are you?
So, here we are. Here we are. After a week, we took a break last week, kind of dead, not much going on. We could have done something, but
Yeah, there just really wasn't much going on, honestly.
nothing new, nothing current. And,
No, nothing crazy.
you know,
So,
life is fun,
Oh.
so sometimes. Anyway, here we are. This week, we got my favorite general pool unit of all time.
mm-hmm.
Um,
Maybe not mine too, but she's up there.
She is just everything I love about a character. And
Yes,
some.
sir.
So, Crypt, I haven't kept up with you. Well, no, let me start. You two have been going ham on Arena,
A little bit.
at least
Yeah.
yesterday.
Arena reset was today.
Yeah.
The rankings ended. So we got our new rankings. They're recorded now. If you go into the library, you can go see all that stuff again. I don't know when the actual points are resetting. So, like, I don't know when we'll be able to start again, but I assume after noonish, I think was when the tally period ends. But yeah, went basically all night. Shout out to Neon Evo. He decided he wanted real bad to try and get that first place spot. And unfortunately, because the game was super broken, there was just no way that he could achieve that.
Right.
Luckily, Tweacz and I are going to be in the defense pool starting in like 3 hours.
Woohoo!
So everybody's going to get their chance to exact revenge upon me. God have mercy on your souls is all I have to say about that.
Yeah, I'm not going to try and.
Oh no,
touch
you
that.
should totally try. Everybody should totally try.
I might spar you and then see what's up.
That's probably the smart choice.
Although I have not had fun in PvP.
See it.
I'm not gonna lie, with Ryuto being what he is, I can't stand him.
It's hot garbage. The current meta is hot garbage. There's a couple solutions to it, but it's basically find the biggest stick you can find to swing around. If that's like Nero's extremely good. DeGrogue is great in this meta because a lot of the units that are real annoying to us are humans without human Slayer immunity. Or I'm sorry, without Slayer immunity. So like Kyle, not Slayer immune. Imtheria, not Slayer immune. Ruto, not Slayer immune. Gin, unfortunately Slayer immune. Luckily, it doesn't matter too much.
Right.
But yeah, it's rough out there. So bring some real big damage. And my personal favorite thing to do, and kind of how I eventually figured out kind of how to solve this meta, is you just really have to turn everything that your opponent has going for them. All of their assets need to become liabilities, right?
Yep.
So what I mean by that is like, okay, well, what does basically everybody run, right? Blizzard spam. Blizzard spam, very standard. So what do? Well, we find a way so that Blizzard is now generating a ton of mana for our team. Uh-oh.
Right.
Afflictions. Okay, well, I know an opponent is running Afflictions, so I'm going to switch and I'm going to run Unchained Beast instead of Abandoned City. And now if my main attack unit, which right now is Nero, gets afflicted twice and then cleansed twice by Theria, well, now I have both a damage lead on Abandoned City and we have an SCT lead that continues to just grow and grow, because every time you get cleansed, you get like 10 seconds SCT and 20% bonus damage, and I think there's some other rider effect that doesn't matter at all.
Wow.
But, we really, what I did was I just looked at, it's like, okay, we have to be able to secure at least one kill. and these are all of the things we have to deal with. Now, how do we turn all of those into liabilities for our
Right.
enemy?
Right.
That's so smart.
I mean, that's just what you got to do. Like that's how you have to look at it, because it's just a puzzle, right? It's just a puzzle to be solved. Just like every PvE fight. The only thing is, these are subject to change at any given moment. So you can fight somebody, and then the next time you go in to fight them, their composition can be completely different.
Sure.
Right.
So that's the thing that you very occasionally run into. I know Tweacz and I have both had moments where like we go into a fight just expecting to blow it out, and then like RNG is on their side, or we get interrupted at a very inopportune moment, and they just blow you out. Just all of a sudden, they blow your entire team out, and it's like, well, that sucks.
For sure.
Yeah, it is pretty funny. Like you like farming a team for like 10 straight matches. It's not that high of points. It's like 5 to 10 points, and it's just like
All of a sudden,
that 11th time is just like, wow, I just lost 6-0. What? Wait, what happened?
what happened? Who did this?
Pretty
I believe
wild.
it. Yeah, it's the most
RNG is a wild thing,
It is.
especially being the meta with being the guard equips and being the quick triggers and being just RNG strip being RNG. It's pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, my new defense doesn't rely on any RNG at all.
Yeah, understand.
It's so bad. Oh my god, it's so bad. I can't wait. Like I can't wait for people to start beating it, because I can't. I can't figure out how to beat my own defense. And it might have been because I was at the end of what was essentially like a 20-hour grind fest of Arena that I couldn't make it happen. But it's real bad, and everybody's gonna get a chance to try it out, and I want people to send me the results. I want people to
absurd.
show me what their reaction is the first time they fight this team. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. I'm kind of mad about how stupid it is. But anyway, well, we can move on from that to everybody's new favorite girl, Sardine.
Sardine the Queen.
Sardine.
Let's get her up here.
She's a bad girl.
She's
I still need to build mine. I got her and then like ran her through some event stuff, but didn't unlock her ability board at all. Didn't assign her any skills at all.
I just finished my board my board today, actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. Because like I've got all the resources for it, right? It's not like I'm waiting for fucking resources.
No.
I can just do this. But I was doing other things yesterday. I was busy.
You've been a busy man this past week.
Bruh, I've been so busy that I haven't even been able to like stream or anything. Like real life has started to pick back up, which is fun, and I'm very excited about it. But it keeps me from streaming as much as I was, because like in April, I want to say I streamed like 150 or 200 hours or something like that.
Yeah,
and then this month I've streamed like 16 or
Wow.
something way lower. Just been real crazy busy, man, trying to get my shop set back up,
Nice.
trying to get in the pipeline of like getting into ownership of that shop, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I'm always here, I'm always lurking, I'm always playing. There's not a day that goes by that I do not log in and play some amount of Last Claudia.
That's the beautiful thing about gotchas, or at least mobile idle games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
access.
They're
They're
see.
always-
Go ahead, Crit.
Oh, I was just saying they're always around. Like it's always just there waiting for you.
Exactly.
It's like that MMO thing, but you can get it in bite-sized pieces on your mobile phone.
Yes, for sure.
Holy crap! Does she has nodes in her tree that are 70 strength? Good God,
Yeah,
She's
we've
nuts.
seen that before.
she a strong girl.
She's nuts. So yeah, I see Tweacz itching,
Itching.
just moving all around. What do you want to start with, Tweacz? Do you have anything in mind, or?
I mean, can I just commend Adis for a fantastic shift unit? For a permanent shift unit?
Round of applause.
Like,
So good.
she is, not only is she wifey material, straight off the bat, she has an incredible kit.
So
And she's something that is super sorely lacking, which is ice PDPS.
yes.
We were just talking about this the other day. The last like ice PDPS that came out was like Celios.
Right?
Or I guess Emilia, if you're really hard up to count her, you can make her function in sort of a hybrid capacity.
Yeah.
Right.
But no, I'm sorry, she's the first ice PDPS we've had in a very very long time. Which it's always nice to see a little bit more of that like elemental deck being filled out. Right?
Yes, for sure.
Anyways, get that out of the way. Them thighs though. Anyways, how to do it?
Shout
She's
out
got
to
a
Dim Thighs though.
I think
she's
DeGro does
got
better
a
than that.
really really fun kit. So yeah, we have been missing out on ice DPS, and again, she's gonna be just by default. She's gonna want to be in harder content. She's gonna want to be using Trishula. So kind of funny that we don't have a second one yet. Still,
Unless you're running the full ice res down team, in which case she doesn't need Trishula at all,
in
because
fact,
it is
it's
now
benefit her not to have it.
it is now possible to take an enemy from 100 ice resistance to -5.
All hail the fish.
I think you can get
Yes.
-105 ice resistance if
Yep.
you've got the perfect setup now.
Wow.
For anyone who does not know how to achieve that, you have to use Sahagin,
Fish boy.
which has a -50 ice debuff on his S1 for a chance to proc. So that's -50. It stacks with Extremely Bad Chemical from the Dr. Stone series. That's a -35 elemental res. So that's -85. And then you get another -20 from Flame Circle, which is on the which arc is that now? Is that
Kagu.
Kagutsuchi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the latest URs.
Yeah. So you can get Flame Circle from that and get -105 ice resistance on anything. Now this does require you to use Sagin as well as either Gen and Senku. So I mean it's a little bit situational. But
It's a lot of
you can
mixing
do
and
it.
matching, like collaboration stuff. And it's one of those like, okay, do you have everything?
Exactly.
Congratulations, you can do this combo.
Right.
Not
Right.
not imminently available, but still there.
But she's so impressive. I mean, it was just so easy because whenever she came out, and I got her pretty quick soon after. It didn't take that many pulls, but since I had built up Maddine a good bit already, the OG Maddine, I was pretty much able to, as soon as I maxed her SC, because we have plenty of Mother Souls, but as soon as I maxed her SC, I could pretty much just slot everything in and use her immediately. And then I was testing her damage potential on finding Theria, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
she real fast.
Not only
She
is
extremely fast.
on flinchable maps, she's fantastic. As long as you have skill stocks available, she's fantastic at her combos and keeping an enemy off the ground. Now, what does that do for you if they're off the ground? Well, off the ground units can't guard at all. Not only that, they get bonus damage from every incoming attacker that has Sky High on.
Sky High or Driftstone, Skylord, although Skylord is bad, don't use it.
Yeah, very bad, very bad.
Skylord exists, and that's about it.
Skylord's very weird.
But I mean, I've been showing people in the Discord like my little imager, little gifs and little tiny videos about her just destroying PvE content. It's pretty wild how good she is. Now, I haven't taken her into the bosses yet, and I know she can do Pablo. I don't know about solo, but she can obviously be the main carry DPS. I mean, Reaper probably not so much. Lambda not so much. She's useful, right? She's going to be a Trishula in those battles. We have no like really really hard content that's going to need an ice DPS. And obviously that's not counting the Eliza Super Boss battle since that's just super outdated. Like we're I don't really count that as like super hard content anymore. So, um, the biggest thing that I think comes from her being added to the game, which I think people have been struggling with, and if they have, this is great. She's available to use in the Galanova quest
Is she really?
Oh, yes.
because she is a shift of the OG units, which is the same thing as Stinky, same thing as
G-Luke.
G-Lukiel. Which I'll just go to right now. She is available to use in the Galanova quest in the Grave of Heroes.
That's beautiful.
Even though she's power crept and she's just a ridiculous unit, you can see her right here. She is available to use in the Grave of Heroes.
That's awesome.
Now I believe the stipulation. I don't really know the lore and everything, but apparently these people in this. It's not just limited to permanent gotcha pulls.
It's all the people that are dead.
It's literally people that are dead.
Yeah, it's all of the characters that existed at some other point in history.
Yeah,
because most of the permanent units are not like alive at current time in the story.
Right, it's the DOH units that are all alive. You know, the Descent of Heroes or whatever.
Virzio points out the only general unit not available is Merity because she isn't canonically dead yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Fact.
Exactly. So,
makes sense. That's cool. That's a really cool
use.
like theme fight, right?
Mm-hmm. And you can use Maddine there, which is, I mean, she is.
You're
still gonna want to stick Trishul on her, but she's disgusting, and she will do a really good job in that battle, damage wise. Because honestly, what we lack in that, what a lot of people lack in that mode is damage.
Just the ability to get it out there.
The ability to quickly kill one of with a damage cap and the really fast skills. I mean, she's gonna just run train on that battle. She doesn't have like the AOE line of sight kind of stuff that G-Luke has to make it easy, but I mean, she at least has the DPS potential to mob up the spirits really, really quick.
And she'll help all of your other characters with their DPS potential, at least early on. Like her thing's a 40-second buff, right?
If you want to get into her traits right now, we can.
Yeah.
We can talk about her trait too. By the way, it's called Distance Seaway. It says battle start, all allies recover 10 seconds of SCT and receive a buff of strength 35%, critical rate 20%, and physical damage cap 2% or 2,000. So what?
Grand Brave, Grand Crit.
Yeah, it's literally Grand Brave for everyone in the party for 40 seconds. They get 20% crit rate, which is 5% higher than fast crit. Meanwhile, I should mention that those things do not stack. They have the same buff icon as, a fast brave or fast crit. Like, they will overtake your buffs that if you have them innately on other units. So if you're running a fast brave, a fast crit, you can literally just take them off if you have Maddine in the party. But the big thing is, especially for Arena, pretty much anything, all allies recover 10 seconds of SCT. That's a free Ale of Glory.
It's so good.
Oh, it's so good.
It's
so
a free
disgustingly good.
And it stacks with all other SCT charges at the beginning of battle. Like, what does that do for you? Well, let's see. Let's talk about this. Let's say you run her with.
Oh, it does quite a lot for me, Tweacz. It does quite a lot for me.
let's say you run her with, I don't know, Merity. A pretty good breaker.
Just imagine.
Another great permanent unit. What does that do for you? Well, Merity, on boss battles, let's say you're fighting Aquafar, right? You get skill charges. Okay. They're 20 SCT, sure. You can get phone booth, another 30 SCT. You're going to add in another 10 SCT. That's about 2 to 3 skill stocks on her S2. Almost 2 on her S3 with a bunch of stocks on S1. Like, that's a lot of incoming damage.
It's as useful as 2 accessory slots worth of book of poetry, right? Or William Blake's poems or whatever it is. Because that's 5.
No, well, to be fair,
or is it 3?
It's 3.
Poems. Is
okay,
10.
so it's 3 times.
Yep, 3. Yep.
It's 3 times as much as you get from book, which isn't to say you can't stack book. Man, I can't wait to see the stupid arena build that's gonna have her and like instant S2 Ruto and just the absolute just instant cancer. New instant cancer team.
So where I was going with that was we've always been sometimes it's a little bit short on the SCT needed, especially in arena, to activate skills, unless you're using a Bandit City. So this opens up with skill charges, and it allows 30 seconds of SCT. And for people like Ruto who already have a paid armor, I know you hated Buddha, but a paid armor that gives 20 already, this overcomes the minimal difference between having it immediately and not having it.
I love her.
So,
It's so crazy.
It's kind of nutty. The little things like that just turn the tide of battle is crazy. Because an instant S2 Ruto on auto will use his S2 right away. And guess what? Your skills off the beginning, your nuke skills that you're attacking with, are all going to be at Ruto. And no one else. Like, you're not going to be able to pick off people, or go straight after Mtheria right away, or go straight after their weak link right away. Like, you're going to have to target Ruto, which is ridiculous.
I did a Nero S3 into Ruto, and Ruto has guard impact.
So it stops immediately. Even
dude, it was so funny. It was so funny. He crashes headlong and just stops dead.
That sounds
just
so
immediately
nice.
stops after the first hit. It's like, oh my god, this is so messed up.
It's so sad.
Turns out there are counters to Nero.
So good.
But yeah, so that's huge in arcade. This is the first time we've seen a unit in the game that has a party-wide SCT innate at the start of battle. I mean, we have Gen giving the 5 SCT in one of his skills, sure. But as a permanent unit, to just straight up give Ale of Glory to everyone, and not just Ale of Glory, it's the beginning of every wave. Like, at the beginning of the first wave, you get it, which is crazy. Very, very effective for a party build that needs SCT for physical DPS build. She's essentially an enabler, and not only that, is she's a fantastic physical DPS herself. Which,
yes, she is.
40 seconds of Balin charisma,
right?
But better, and it stacks with Balin charisma.
Great segue, because that's exactly where I was going. Is the physical damage cap plus 2,000. Now, this is great for 40 seconds.
Next time,
but I should also mention, it also does stack with Balin's charisma. So in the first 40 seconds, if he gets it off right away and you're running Balin, you can have a plus 4,000 physical damage, which is really, really helpful for now. Well, we don't have it right now, multiplayer and hard battles, but for multiplayer, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Right, she's so pog
and
in
what
multiplayer.
What about what about a full team of Maddines in multiplayer?
Full team of Maddines. Well, luckily for you, her 10 seconds of SCT do stack. Nothing else will stack, but her 10 seconds of SCT will stack. So
wait, are you serious?
Everyone's gonna get 40.
You can start with 40 seconds on everybody. Just
I'm pretty sure.
We gotta test this.
I did it the other day with 2 Maddines.
Oh, it does.
I had more.
It does.
I had more skill charges than I knew what to do with.
Yeah.
My god.
It's only does. 10, right? But that's not
Purple
a stackable icon debuff. So yes, it will stack.
Purple orb help.
Oh yeah. It's
Purple
incredible.
orb skill stocks. Let's go.
So yeah,
let's talk about this.
3 Maddines and 1 Balin. 4,000 cap and 30-second skill charge.
I mean, just in general, let's talk about this real quick.
Okay.
4 Maddines. Okay.
Okay.
What are you getting with that? Let's assume we have phone booth. 20 SCT from skill charges, 30 from phone booth, and 40 from her trait. You're getting
full everything.
90 SCT for literally everyone in the battle.
Oh, that's so goofy. There's gonna be such fun multiplayer speed clears now using her.
But here's the thing: her S3 isn't. It's not the greatest break, right? But it's not terrible. It's like, it's
her S3.
Like, yeah, it's not terrible break. Her S1 and S2 don't have great break at all, but her S3 has some break. I don't know. It's pretty awesome to use though. The fact that she has anything, it's more like a Logio or Balin S3
Right.
break, which
Well,
is
I mean,
circumstantial.
that's only when
but-
only when it'll be real important to break the boss, like we just had
Mhm.
Naglfar. But talking the Thunderbird, who I already forgot the name,
Jalabanga.
Jalabanga, you would have started
Weird.
with
If everyone S2s, it's dead.
exactly her S2 is what shines to me.
Hmm
I don't think I've used
I
it
would
yet.
agree with you.
What's the range on it like?
Oh,
Her
it's
S2.
Oh my
All right,
God.
so let me break down the skills real quick. We'll come back to the traits. So
Okay.
her S1, all right, Flood Trigger. Now you think, it kind of reminds me of a Logia S1 or a Thunder Stevie S1. Okay, short range, line of sight. You got to line up. No lunge for it, but it's a gather. It's a
Oh, really?
hit forward pressing gather, kind of like
I-
Thunder Stevie is.
Mhm.
Do love me a
Uh,
gather.
Yep.
Oh, just wait.
So
Crip.
that's a really good skill for, and it's got a pretty wide AOE. I don't know if you saw my little short videos,
I haven't yet.
crypt about like her gathering on, and I use it on Find Theory of God to get that like initial gather right. It
I
works
saw
really well.
Find Theory of God, but everything was obscured by the massive, crap load of numbers on the screen. And it was all over so fast.
Yeah, a lot of numbers. That was great. But her S1's solid. Not the biggest DPS. It doesn't have great high damage mods or anything. It's kind of, again, very similar to Logi S1 or Thunder Stevie S1, where it just doesn't have great mods, but it's very good situationally and
It's
for
functional.
for crowd control, right?
Mm-hmm.
Her Maelstrom, which is her S2, is
Oh my
very
God.
unique.
It's
So the deal with it is it's non-line of sight. It's essentially a fired round.
it's like Kyle's
Non-line of
S1.
sight, like Kyle's S1.
Oh, snap.
Where I was getting, it's very similar to Kyle's S1. But what does it do when it hits? When it lands on the enemy, it pops them up and essentially holds them in the air for a good, I don't know, 2-3 seconds.
Yep.
Jesus.
Like, it doesn't just interrupt; it holds them in the air. So
Is it kind of like Randy's S3, where if they get tagged by it at all, they're just out of the battle for several
Yep.
seconds, so they just stop moving?
pretty much because they're just held up in the air and it continues to hit them.
That's ridiculous.
But the biggest, one of the bigger parts of it is as well, it has pushback.
Yep.
So once it hits them, it will push them back in the line of sight that they are hit on. So if you're hit in straight X, your same Y coordinate, right, from across the map, you send it left across the map, it's gonna hit them and push them all the way back to the back.
All in the meanwhile being
While
an
doing
AoE attack.
Yep.
For the surrounding
Yep.
enemies.
It can gather too. I mean, not gather per se as in like centralize them or like, funnel them into the same exact spot,
Mhm.
but it's AoE enough to, once they're hit, it'll pop them up with it. That's probably the most unique skill in her kit. S3 is just a big PP damage.
Yeah.
And the thing is, my favorite combo, which I did showcase in that little imager, is you can use on enemies S2, push it back, have that like elongated damage time because S2 doesn't all hit right away. You can jump in with an S3 and stop their movement, like x-axis wise. You stop their movement with the S3 because it locks them in place. The S2 continues to hit, and then you do huge damage with the S3 while they're in the air the entire time. And before they come down to the ground, you can use another S2 and then another S3. Like, it's her combo for flinchable enemies is just absurd.
It's disgusting.
I'm in a party with Sardine, and regular Maddine.
Nice.
You're in a party like that right now?
Yeah, in multiplayer.
That's great. That is great. As to her special, I think I've used it once. Honestly, I just assume people are going to test that, but I don't know if the lower enemy ice resistance is guaranteed, or even what res it is. I'm assuming it's 20, and I'm assuming it's guaranteed because it doesn't say a chance.
Do we have any info
Oh.
on Lakesite?
I don't believe so.
Yeah,
I mean, I could
hadn't
literally
seen
go
anything yet.
live.
I'm
Here's the thing,
checking.
I could literally go live test it right now.
Oh,
I
well, no,
have
he
no
doesn't
issues.
have units. He doesn't have units yet.
Tweacz is just gonna guar.
I'm just gonna do it. Like, it's not really a big deal. So let's see. So I know the enemies on Find Theory God are 20.
Oh,
Or
that's
sorry,
right.
sorry. They're neutral to ice. So why don't we just test it right now?
You get to just test when you have everything in the game.
Yeah, right. That's how that works.
When you have a level 10 Great Warden Ark skill, yeah, it lets
Makes
you
it
test.
easier, yeah.
So they are. So I'm just gonna prove right now. They are 0 ice res. So just to see if it hits, we'll see how much it is, and if it hits all of them. So
It's real cool
It's
looking.
such
That's
a
for sure.
goofy AoE, but it's
so
great.
it doesn't look like it's hit all of them,
20.
and
Yeah,
it's minus 20.
minus 20.
Minus 20.
And it hit every single one of them.
Minus
So,
20.
I think,
why don't I run it back?
yeah, just to do
If
multiple
it's-
tests.
Yeah.
I from
might have been
that
lucky, but I'm
terminology,
pretty sure.
from that terminology, it sounds guaranteed.
I
Yeah.
would agree with you.
They usually mention when it's a chance.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I think it's guaranteed, but who knows? Let's see in a second.
I like how some people's special is like, turn into an angel or summon a multi-dimensional dragon. And hers is crash your ship into everyone. Summon it from the bottom of the ocean
Out
and
of-
then crash it into everybody.
Yeah,
It's so
it looks like it's
goofy.
100%. I didn't know. So, weirdly enough, does it have a chance at
You see?
giving a speed down debuff?
That's what I'm
That,
saying.
or is that,
All-
that's one of that's one
All
her
of her ice
actually.
attacks
That's
have a
right.
5% chance for speed down.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's it. I was like, wait a second. So,
No, that's
Let's go
part
back
of
to
one
her
of her
kit.
other traits.
so we
She's going to be
Yeah, no.
real goofy good in tower too, by the way,
Oh,
with
yeah.
all of her like beginning of battle HP regeneration and SCT regeneration and all that.
Mhm.
So she'll be real fun to play in tower. I'm kind of sad that tower went away right as she came out.
I know.
Mhm.
They planned
I would
that,
agree.
though. They must have.
Next time.
But Tower was around for a long time
Yeah, it was.
this month or last month.
I honestly forgot it was there. Like, I did it the first day it came out just to get it, and then like
Yeah.
You saw
like
me
a
do
month
it.
later, I'm like, wait, Buddha's doing a stream on Tower. Like, when did I do that?
Did tower come back out? Oh
Yeah.
wait, no, it's just still here.
Yep.
So funny.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I like the 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off thing for it, honestly. Like as a regular schedule.
For sure.
That it seems to work out pretty good. But this was like the anniversary, whatever tower was up for extra time. I'm wondering what next tower is going to be like, right? Because we got like the Lugain and all that, but I want like new seasonal rotational tower.
Well, yeah, Barleen Soft confirmed that there were going to be some pretty
Tower 2.
yeah. I didn't really understand if it was a separate tower or if it's just like you said, maybe a seasonal rotation.
I think it's a concept right now.
Yeah,
I don't think they know exactly how it's going to work either.
most likely.
But I mean, I could totally see something like even if it's something like an inverse tower, right, where you go up and then you have to go back down, or something of that nature,
That'd be cool.
where they can just reuse assets because we know they're big fans of reusing assets. Which, when you have assets that are this gorgeous, yeah, reuse them. It's fine.
Please.
What'd you say?
About reusing assets.
No,
You were you distracted?
I was distracted about these things.
That's why Tweacz is
Anyways.
so quiet.
Some other assets.
Anyways, easy Buddha. So back to Sardine, which is definitely one of my favorite nicknames for her. And the first person I saw say it was Panda. So I don't know if he made that up, but he's pretty clever, so I would assume he did. And not only that is SR Maddine. All you gotta do is stick an A in there. So he's proving it in chat right now.
He's got his screenshot.
Oh, he's always got the screenshots.
Yep.
But talking about her trait 1, this is also a unique thing to her. and it is a different buff than the lock on from Ruto. It's pretty cool. Her physical attacks have a chance to inflict lock on. Now, what does this do for you? It gives the enemy a debuff. It's only one single enemy at a time, but it gives the enemy a debuff that makes them more targetable to all of your AI. Not only that is, it takes an extra 25% physical damage, and if whatever unit kills that unit that it's debuffed, they get a boost to their HP and MP. Now, when I was doing my Find Theory of God runs and I was inflicting on people and killing the unit, I had about 250, almost 300 MP, maybe over 200, but I only got like 12 MP back when I killed the unit. So like it's
5%.
not really it's something. It's enough to like proc another Sharp Eyes, but it's not going to be like substantial enough where you're going to be like relying on it for MP regen.
So my question is, can we stack Corrosive Fang with that and get 45% bonus physical damage on enemies?
Yes.
Really?
It's
also, Buddha, start the room.
Oh.
Nice. It's a different debuff as well. On that note, you can also stack Gen's debuff to get another 30% physical.
Oh, that's disgusting! That's like so 70% bonus damage.
75%, if my math holds correct. Yeah. So if you're running Maddine with a Corrosive Fang user, like you could on V or Logia, and then just, again, just to get that really big...
A little bit of spice. A little bit of Gen spice on there.
Which, I mean, that is an overarching buff. So any damage that you put in there is going to be calculated into that after, like not after per se, but like it's a separate layer, right?
Right.
Those are most likely all additive together, but since they do stack, they're most likely additive, but they're multiplicative of all the damage you're putting in. So
that's so gross.
Trait debuffs and passive debuffs like that are really, really big damage multipliers. Because of that,
we've seen a lot of like internal damage multipliers, like Sharp Eyes and stuff like that, right? And like Driftstone and Terror Melt and all that. But these are like external damage buffs, right? These are debuffs that get applied to the enemy that then everyone can benefit from. Maddine is like a we all do better when we all do better kind of unit. She brings a whole lot to the table in terms of like offensive support. I believe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, that as far as the tier list is concerned, we're putting her down as like DPS / offensive buffer. Just because
I know Timos is working on that.
It's such a thing that she brings. Like, it's so much value that she brings to everybody else on your team.
Yep.
Also, she has Life Brave, which is hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Collab only skill, by the way.
Life Brave plus Berserker is what I'm working on right now.
That's funny. Dude, back on the note of Arena, I noticed that some people were running like Berserker and Ifrit and stuff on some of their Neros. And there's a really fun game you can play where you kill everybody with Nero, and then you make Nero chase you until he dies.
Which he does, because if he locks on with his S4
so
or his NS2, you can be you can be faster than him.
He'll try to kite, like you can kite him, and if he doesn't have a healer or anything, like I literally had matches where Nero was running across the arena at me, and then was all of a sudden face down, just slammed into the ground. Oh, it was so funny.
So good.
It took me a little while to figure out how a lot of the interactions for Berserker worked. But I realized that was one of the things that was destroying my Asimtheria shields. Because I was like, there is no way that I have a 1000 HP barrier and this blizzard that's hitting me that's doing 8 damage per hit for some reason seems to be breaking my shield. And it turns out it was the incremental damage from Berserker and Ifrit that was going off and destroying the shield.
Yep.
So that's totally a thing that happens. And my God, so much anger dissipated the moment that I realized what was happening. It's like, oh, I'm just stupid. Got it.
I get that thought on the daily.
Dude, all the time. And that's honestly like my favorite problem, right? Because it's relatively easy to fix.
Sure.
It's like, okay, we were doing something stupid. Let's stop doing the stupid thing. Like now that we have learned, let's stop doing the stupid thing. But yeah, I've learned a lot about like the very minute timings of like when you regain control of your character after a blizzard or during like Grand Cross and all those things. My split second timings have gotten real sharp.
Nice.
Yep, and it's all about that little micromanagement in Arena. Like,
Oh man, it so is, especially right now
yep.
because like every second counts. Most matches are gonna go like to time limit, or at least much closer to it than they used to. You remember when it's like, oh yeah, the entire PvP match happens in the first 10 seconds. That's no longer
No,
true.
not at all.
That is
I mean,
no
most of
longer
the
true.
most of the time now, I'm even waiting out the first 10 seconds. Like,
Yeah. It's the exact opposite now.
Yeah.
Previously, it was like, okay, I want to get in everything I can in the first 10 seconds. Now it's like, all right, I'm going to run in and maybe get in one thing, and then I'm going to stall, and then I'm going to shut down that unit again, and I'm going to stall. And we're going to wait until their buffs run out, and I'm going to stall.
yep.
And now we're going to unload everything, and now we're going to reload, and now we're going to unload everything again. And often the enemy team is so tanky that like you secure 1 or 2 kills
It's
out of that.
gross.
It's so gross. I hate it. I hate the arena meta right now.
It is
Still here for it, but I hate it.
So, did you want to go through her skill tree real quick, just to see her like
Sure.
innate stuff?
Just how everything works together. There is no
Her insane.
loss of skills on dual wield. There is nothing. It's all synergetic.
It is all synergetic, and you see what's missing pretty obviously. We're missing Proud Force, but even then, it's synergistic because of Life
Proud
Ray,
Force, easy
because
pickup.
of Indomitable Spirit, like because of Tattered Sea Chart, like Revenge Heart. She doesn't necessarily want to be at full health, to get the most out of her kit. But obviously, if you're running her in a PvE build and in tower and stuff, and it's more reliable to use her at full health. So you could just kind of ignore that part of her build. But she gets pretty good attack ups, great crit ups, a nice advanced aim vitals. I mean, Life Brave is solid. But again, for the first 40 seconds, she's going to give that Grand Brave buff off the rip. So she doesn't need a fast Brave. She doesn't. She gets it from her trait. Auto speed is really good. That's just +2 speed constantly. That's one of my favorite. Speed is one of my favorite buffs on pretty much anybody.
The less time you have to spend moving, the more time you can spend punching people in the face.
Yes.
Yep, pretty much.
Which is
auto
important.
haste is always good.
Because she doesn't have a close the distance.
Isn't her S3 a charge?
Her S3 is, but it is line of sight.
It's line of sight.
Boo! I didn't know that.
Yeah, her S3 is line of sight, big PP damage, but it is line of sight. The good thing is you might have time to get line of sight if you give them an S2 and pop them up in the air, so it's not really a big deal.
That is true.
She gets Ice Drive, Ice Attack Raise, Ice Attack Rise 2. Now that's some really good damage. Buffs.
Notably, skills. She is missing Ice High Drive, which is on the new SSR.
Which I'm fine with.
Yep. Which is okay.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Honestly, those kinds of skills, not even I have room for in this right now. You see, I'm an 81 and 82. Like, I'm not using underused things. Like, I just don't. If I would have to use that, I would have to take a lot of stuff off.
She has weak point boost, which is one of my favorites.
That is a very strong skill.
It's so good. Especially for free. Good God.
Yeah. Just a free 7 SC. And anytime they have a negative elemental resistance to ice, which is her attacking element, she gets an extra 30% on top of the physical damage. So
caps everywhere.
Nuts.
You know who
Yep.
that hard dumpsters is? Kyle.
Mhm.
Oh, hey, are you gonna stack on Night Slayer and Special Boost and Weak Point Boost and see how it hits him? Because it's pretty ridiculous. It's pretty ridiculous.
Oh, I like it.
Uh,
That it is.
Ayla Victory solid. I mean, it's just good to have her HP plus 20%, and that works with the synergy of her other not Indomitable Spirit, but her Tattered Sea Chart. Whatever. I'll get there. Works in synergy. Pirate's Feast is awesome to have on any PvE unit, just to have, because most things have wave. Unlike Arena, most things have waves. Tower has waves, so being at full skill charges at the beginning of a second and on wave is pretty awesome. Having both Sky High and Sky High 2 innately, that's pretty ridiculous. That's plus
That's
50%, pretty plus
that's
50%
some Nero
damage.
level, Nero level stuff going on there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's some crazy damage multipliers for being, and she has the ability to really well keep things in the air. So on
Are your
flexible
feet
maps,
touching the ground? No, you are
You're
screwed.
dead.
yeah, pretty much. Triple impact, honestly, not that important. Really, just not that important. Shockwave is very important.
Dude, I'm
to
so
have
glad
in
she
a-
has Shockwave
That's
innately.
that's 6 free SC, and what does Shockwave do? It helps nullify guard. It helps break their guard. So very, very important for Arena. If you've not been using Shockwave in Arena and you have been struggling with cover teams, I will strongly recommend putting that on. Very, very good skill to have innate on.
Noted.
Especially
That
if you're
looks
running,
like
especially if you're running dual wield, it's very, very important.
wait, why would dual wield be good for this crypt? Because it doubles the on-hit effects of
Doubles your
every hit. Oh,
chances.
crazy.
Yeah, doubles your chances of
Wait,
breaking
weird.
them as opposed to just doubling the benefit that you're giving them from blocking you.
But it's 14 SC and it doesn't come in her kit.
Oh man, it's crazy. But yeah, memes aside, we've talked extensively about the benefits of dual wield and how honestly, even if it costs 30 SC, it probably would still be worth it. Like, it's one of the best skills in the game for a reason, because it just has so many implications. Now onto her unique Gunbreaker passive.
Oh, it's so cool.
Yummy.
Gunbreaker 1
This
and
is
2 are
pretty cool.
so neat. I want RNG on top of my RNG with a side of RNG drizzled with some RNG sauce.
Just drizzled with
Straight
damage
up.
cap.
Straight up 4,500 damage cap, physical attack damage cap, straight up from these two skills. But not only that, is she gets a minimum of 15 and a maximum of 45% damage bonus.
Random.
Which, I mean,
Random
even if
damage
it was
bonus.
50% straight up for free, that's still really good.
If it were
5
5 and 10, it would still be crazy.
Yep.
I agree.
Because like if we're looking, because a lot of units either have really really solid fundamentals or they have just bonkers multipliers. She falls into that bonkers multipliers category. So we're gonna see a lot of use for like anything that increases her base stats is going to be pretty valuable. Although I did notice your Maddine has like 1900 strength or something like that.
Yeah, not very much, right?
Yeah, not much. Her
And how
her
much was damage
stat
was it
balance,
doing? A lot.
her stat balance is super wacky too. Like she has so much strength and like pretty good defense, and then her int and mind are garbage.
I also haven't. This is like a full DPS Maddine, so like to keep that in mind.
For sure.
I haven't built her bulky or bruiser like at all, so like zero, absolutely zero.
Bruh,
bulkiness.
you can outsource bulkiness these days. You don't have to have bulkiness. Kyle exists.
Yeah.
Ruto exists. Theria exists. All of these units are basically outsourcing all of your defensive passives to other units so that you can just pile on whatever stupid ape-brained damage passives you want. You like big numbers? This is about big numbers now.
Beige numbers, absolutely.
Yeah.
Um,
Beige. The beigest.
So one of her coolest uniques is quick reload. I don't know the chance of this yet. Maybe Panda knows. Maybe if anyone has that information on Lake. But I have seen her proc a good bit. I've gone through quite a bit of runs with her, but I've seen her proc a good bit. It recovers 50% of the SC for the skill that was used. Now, what does that do? If she uses her S3, and this procs during the use of her S3, it'll give you back 50% of the SCT that you used. So it's essentially half a stock back, which is, I mean, if anything, it's just nice to have, especially if it procs in, I don't know, Arena, when SCT and skills stocks
Yeah.
are the most important things you can have that do damage.
It's sustain and momentum.
Yep. So pretty nice. Indomitable Spirit, that's essentially just a weaker From Zero, but if you stack it with From Zero,
Oh my
wait,
goodness.
And awaken.
and Awaken. So let's talk about this real quick. So when lethal damage is taken, so that's an automatic determination, but when that happens, you automatically gain back HP.
So it's determination plus awaken plus a skill damage rider.
Plus another 30%. So what does this do for you? If you stack Indomitable Spirit, Awaken, and From Zero. Indomitable Spirit gives... Let's just talk about the HP back. All of them are going to proc and give you back HP if it's non-time stop. Okay? They're all going to proc. She's going to be at full health. I'm pretty sure even through Spirit Riot, she's going to get at least 10,000 health. She gains plus 30% skill damage from Indomitable Spirit. She gains minus 50% incoming damage from Zero. She gains plus 50% attack or strength. She gains plus 50% defense. She gains plus 50% mind. Is that good?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Too much.
Okay.
Too much SC.
Yeah. So it's it's just like, because this and From Zero will proc at the same time. Unfortunately, if you wanted to use determination twice, you can't. They will both proc. But
She has some.
Their effects stack.
She has some pretty serious like edge of life, DeGrogue like stuff, right? Because when DeGrogue gets real low, she goes all bonkers and gets all the extra health and debuffs everybody to take extra dark damage and all that. I'm liking these characters that play with that thin line between being alive and being dead.
Yeah, me too.
I think that's real cool.
I think so too.
I'm gonna build that 1 HP team.
This Tattered Sea chart, I mean, whatever. It's just like, I mean, it's honestly whatever. Like, I'm not really. This is more like a tower thing. If she's died from the previous wave and she can get more HP, then.
Hey man, it's yet another damage multiplier.
But that's the thing. It's a damage multiplier, but again,
wave only.
If she doesn't have full health, she's just gonna get 50% back every single wave. So. She's gonna get at least, which is stacks with, again, Ale of Glory, or not Ale of Glory, Ale of Victory, that gives another 20%. So she's gaining 70% HP back innately at the beginning of every wave if she has minimum 1 health.
Less than full.
All right. Crazy. Revenge Heart's pretty cool because if she does actually die, everyone gets healed and everyone gets a defense in mind 35% buff, which is, in the terms of base stat boost, that's really big.
Couples
things like Arena,
couples real well with things like Netherworld Nature that reward you for dying and coming back. But Baton to the Future, having Baton to the Future on another unit with her in the party, all of a sudden she dies, they get huge defense, huge mind, 2 medium-sized heals, and all of the skill stocks that she had.
No kidding.
Which she's gonna have a bunch of skill stocks.
It's pretty wild.
It makes me want to bring back my suicide team for PvP.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was so fun.
Water Bullet. I think So Water Bullet. Again, this is a machine equipped thing. Physical attack specials have a chance to deal extra ice damage and inflict a boon, speed down, debuff. Now, this is what we were talking about before. Any physical attack or special is going to have a chance to give them a speed down. Now, this is just -1 speed. It's not like the stinky debuff where it's like minus 75% speed, which is just absurd. This is just like a little speed down. But the ice damage is nice. The extra ice damage is especially nice because it can stack with other pursuits.
And there were numbers on that, right? It was 10% to do 98 to 100%.
I don't know that for this specifically, but that's what it seems. From when I was doing my testing on Finding Theria, it was the 98 to 101% mark.
Yeah.
But I don't know about the percentage.
I feel like it was
But
10. I think somebody posted it in chat at some point.
yeah, probably. I would assume it's either 10 or 20, one of the two, but 10 seems more reasonable. So
20 would be insane.
That's Maddine real quick. But she's a
Real
crazy,
quick.
crazy perm unit. Very good physical DPS. Might need Trishula if it's weak content or if it's strongly resisting content, but you can bring that pretty heavily down. That resistance pretty heavily down if you have Flame Circle, and if you have like weak or extremely bad chemical, that's going to bring it down very, very well. And if
Or
you want to
Fish
use
Boy.
Sagine, great. But otherwise, her special gives the -20 debuff that doesn't stack with that anyway. So you're just missing out on 30 if you don't use Sagine. But I would recommend not using Sagine in most content because longevity wise. But
Sorry, boss.
For skills that might just be well slotted into here. They're a little bit off the beaten track. I think Giga Week is something that fits on her really, really well, much like Shift Lilibet.
Yeah.
Because and especially in PvP, it's instant cast, and there are very, very few characters that have more than 20 resist in any given element, right?
Yeah.
So it brings almost everybody down to negative. If you cast Giga Week on Kyle, he's gonna be like negative 50% ice resistance.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Blow him right out of here.
That's
I mean,
rough.
just get him out.
Just mathematically, real quick, if an enemy, so let's say Maddine has weak point boost on, right, and an enemy has 20 res, just by giving them weak, it brings them down to -5. Now, what does that do for you? That's
Opens the door.
Let's see. From the original, that's a 31.25% damage boost straight off the bat from applying weak.
Just from weak.
But then you get an extra 30% bonus on top of that because now she's proccing weak point boost. That is a ridiculous amount of damage multipliers for
it's a big
one
old swing.
Single spell. So yes, it is weak and damage and elemental resistance are very, very important in PvE.
Another reason
Even like regular week.
Another reason
Giga
I'm
Week
happy
is
with
convenient.
Theopolis.
I heard you got Theopolis.
I
Congratulations,
did.
my
Thank you.
dude. Welcome to the Theo gang.
Yes, feels good.
It is. It does feel good.
No shifts at
Welcome.
this, though. Thank you.
Well, Shift Maddine, I think we've tooted her horn quite enough.
Yeah.
Would you like to talk about the Ark at all?
We shall, yes.
Yeah.
It looks dope.
It's very cool art.
Super
it
cool
shakes
look.
on screen. I'm a big fan of it. Did we talk about? I'm pretty sure it's attacking Caldina, right?
Oh, is that what it?
It does look like Caldina.
It does
Yeah.
look like that.
That's what I've been hearing. I mean, I haven't confirmed. I haven't actually read the library.
Wait, this game has lore.
Yeah, exactly. My point
Literally
exactly.
me with Shift Maddine. With all that speculation.
I probably could have maxes out already if I wasn't teaching skills, and playing with, using blue arcs and everything. I mean, I've just been having fun yesterday, but so I don't have Ice High Drive to test for you, but the skills on this, they're good. I mean, Mimicry Fish, this is one thing that's going to enable you to use the Game Master and use it efficiently because efficiently. Since you need to be efficient in order to proc its passive, this is the first time we've been seeing that. Besides being on an armor, but the armor, the Game Master passives are going to be damage passive, so you're going to be wanting using dual wield anyways. So it wasn't really viable to be using an armor to get the fish type on you. So this is a nice little 2SC way of enabling the Game Master Arc if you have it. And that's up to constant 40% damage bonus if you have 8,000 fish in your inventory, which is kind of cool.
Many fish.
What's cool about this arc is Ice Head Drives is my favorite skill on it. Ice Physical Attack and Special Power plus 30%. Kind of, you don't always have to use it, but it is a good damage boost when compared to like an attack raise if you're only using skills and specials. Claw High Boost is good. I mean, this is the first time we've seen it on an arc. They're a little late in adding it because, I mean, we had units that wanted this forever, aka Del Morto. DB Ray who have had it. We've wanted to use claws on people, but just haven't had a weapon. People just don't use claws because we don't have a weapon boost for it. But now that we do, on an SSR arc, on a permanent SSR arc, it's kind of nice to have.
I love that so much. I
You have
like that these this has a lot of very high value skills, right? Surprise attack, amazing. Claw high boost, pretty good. Ice high drive, great. Fish mimicry, obviously unique. I like accelerate, but I like really really fast units for no reason.
I mean,
I like
you're not
pushing that
allowed.
speed cap. So I think as far as a like a set of permanent skills, it's a wonderful addition. Um, so that the last trait there during 5 hit or lower combos.
Bro, I
So if
don't
we
know.
put that on perhaps like I don't know who benefits from that at all.
Here's the thing: in order to like reap these passives, you're gonna need a claw, and you're gonna need ice damage,
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna need low combos.
Mm.
Well, unfortunately, the only person that I can think of that actually even comes close to filling out these is Maddine, because her S1 has like 3 hits, but she doesn't do ice damage. So what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
You're better
Yeah.
off just using something that gives a higher physical damage boost.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very niche. I don't understand why. I don't understand why they did this unless you're doing a regular attack build with the claw, which is the AER.
I was gonna say some Sardine regular attack build.
Right. This does work on all of that. But like,
And then you slap on that sword that does a 50% bonus damage on the first hit from your auto
Okay.
attack. You're gonna get them big white numbers.
I mean, it's just in total overall like usable DPS arcs. This isn't one of them, in my mind. Just because it doesn't give enough boosts that are, it's way too situational.
Yeah.
It's so niche.
to be like a top tier DPS arc, which, I mean, it's whatever. I mean, the fact that the Ark the Reward, which we'll get into now, is a permanent Ark the Reward, and it's actually very, very good, is pretty exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And that a lot of the times that can make or break an SSR arc, or pretty much any arc in general, is how good the Ark the Reward is.
So does that not just activate itself?
It's a
It
weird
activates
thing.
itself, but I'm pretty sure it activates if you have a second claw.
Can it stack up to 18%?
I think
Potentially.
24% if you got it.
So
Oh,
if you
20?
put that and then the ice claw from Mother on,
Yeah, the Nonobakura claw. Yeah, I think you will get 24%. But I haven't tested this
Interesting.
yet, so I obviously don't even have it because I have.
I mean that's a fat stack of strength on there.
Right.
Like 219 is pretty impressive.
And you don't need to be using the Arc to use this, which is the best part
Right.
about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's a good shout. For
Double
people that are
double
use...
claw Sardine Tide Beast Megalodon auto attack build.
No.
Only caps. Caps and pursuits, my dude. Caps and
Yeah,
pursuits.
but you start losing all our machine equipped things, and it's just I don't
Oh,
know.
I'm not saying it's a good idea.
Yeah, you're right.
Somebody's gonna do it though.
But just because of the straight up damage boost, physical attack damage boost, I think it's very, very useful on anyone that loves claws, aka Domorno or DB Ray. Like,
Oh yeah.
I see because the claw high boost has that plus 20% critical damage. Claws are very, very usable in PvP now.
Mm-hmm.
So be ready for those big fat crits that are going to be coming and just annihilating your entire party.
From Sardine.
From Sardine, possibly.
Or units enabled by Sardine.
It's a pretty cool arc. It's a good SSR arc. Even if this was in the reroll, you wouldn't reroll for it. Obviously, it's you're gonna be your rerolls are gonna be cutting and saying where. Just saying for like overall efficacy of like using this arc, like you're not. It's not an arc. You're just like I need this.
Right.
Which is cool. I mean, we needed more arcs in the general pool that are gonna be usable. I'd put it on like the tier list of like I don't know.
It's good without being game breaking,
Like
right?
Unchained Beast, right? Like you're not a main physical DPS arc, but like one that's pretty situational.
It's got uses without being essential,
Yeah. Yeah.
and mostly for its skills and AER. It itself is kind of meh.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I get that.
Do you want to talk about the event at all? Since we were getting a little off track.
I just dropped a whole video on it, and
Bro.
I missed so much, but it's like just because it's a weirdly structured event.
It's
All right,
very
so-
strange, but I really enjoy it.
Here's
Me
my
too.
tips for completing it very quickly. What you need. So I did this entire event in an hour, which is pretty ridiculous considering how many tours you need to do. But the beautiful thing about it is you can very, very easily farm tour tickets.
Oh my god, there's so
It's
many. I
ridiculous.
accidentally found
So-
out I have like 100,
So
Yes.
you can. So not
and I
only
haven't even been doing this.
starting off, you can do them from multiplayer, but that's not even the best place to get them. The quickest place to get them is Caudina.
Mhm.
If you beat Center 10 on the final wave, you get an absolute crap ton. I've gotten pretty consistently 5 to 10 for every run. A lot of times 8 to 10. Just from getting automatic steel procs from the final wave. So I was able to do. I mean, all right. So this event itself, right? You got a bunch of tours. Once you finish the tours in a certain area, like Michael Strait, Northern Adal, it'll unlock an area in the map or one of these areas to farm resources.
Mhm.
Now, what does this do for you? Not much, honestly. Each place has the same amount of event points. Like you don't really need to do them. You don't really need to spam them. But once you complete these, it'll then unlock a further voyage destination. So, and then you got to complete those tours again. Now, why is this cool? You can, by virtue of getting a crap ton of fast tour tickets from farming Caudina's final stage, you can literally just burn through this entire event.
Yeah, I'm
Very,
doing
very
it on
quick.
stream right now.
Yeah.
Very,
just
very
got-
quick.
It's a party with Maddine, and actually I should be teaching her stuff while I'm doing this. But Maddine, Dora, and Shift Lilibet, and I'm just quick completing them over and over for all the bonus drops and AP. And, this is a real crazy quick training grind too.
Yes, it actually is pretty good for literally. So what's funny is if you don't run an arc on any of these, you get free orbs, and you can use your plethora of tickets to just get straight up. If you're missing, I don't know, 30k orbs, and you want to do tours, you can literally just spam. I mean, not that it's like quick, but you could spam this fast tours
Mhm.
and get a ton of orbs really, really quick.
That's interesting to note.
So if you just take all the arcs off and do it for free, you get all the orbs from it.
Right.
If you're just a little short, you know, it's not really like that viable. But
And something I noticed that I didn't point out in the video. Well, I did, but level 1 arcs give you the same suitability as level 10.
now, can you change the arc level?
That you cannot. So for you,
Right, so-
you can't take advantage of that. But if you're new,
Right.
If you have arcs that are level 1,
exactly.
Yes.
imagine having arcs that are level 1.
It's a lot of people since the 2nd year anniversary, actually.
I guess.
This is essentially just go to your tours, come back and fight this map, finish the map, go to the next set of tours, come back and fight this map, and then there's a couple unlocks you need to do. You need to do the extra challenges, complete the extra challenges to unlock the other party slots. But I mean that's really not necessary.
You only
don't have
need
to do
one
these.
party slot.
Right. I used one party slot for the entire thing. It was
Yeah.
Maddine, Dora, and then whatever you know. I think I was using Lena, but then those are the two that give you the bonus chests. And I was teaching her skills anyways, so it wasn't.
Yeah, this is super crazy for teaching skills. I love this.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But yep, the event's not too crazy right now. It's just like a little bit weird because it's different than any other event we've ever had.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit weird to get the learning down of
Yeah.
what to do and how to unlock stuff.
The only
not everything's available right away.
Right. The only incentive, which is more of a collector's incentive. Is that if you get done with all the tours, you unlock Dara Desert, you get one of the equipment, the hair tie, I think it is.
Yep, you get the hair tie.
Yeah, but
yep. Which I mean, you will. I don't know what's going to be introduced in part 2. I'm assuming it's more of the same. Or I would assume more tours. I don't know, honestly. I haven't really read up on it too much, but
yeah.
For part 1, this is a pretty long event for like a part 1, which is kind of cool because the tours are like, it's like what, 2 and then 5 and then it's like 20, 20, 25 and 25 is like the amount of tours it does. You do almost 100 tours to do this entire event.
82.
For part 1. 82, is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was more than that, but regardless. It's a lot.
But I mean, even after just the first day of very casually doing this, I've got enough tickets to fast tour all the way through this.
Yep.
Doesn't take much. I like that the structure is different. That's cool. I like that they're testing new things. The theme of this event is great. The whole pirate thing, the exploration thing, cool, neat, great. The only problem I foresee is that we might have like a Dr. Stone problem where people are, pardon my French, too stupid to figure it out. Because it's not, it's explained, but who reads?
It's wonky.
Right?
Well, that's
who
why
can
I
read?
tried to put a little help out there.
Yeah, because you, homie, out there
I tried.
helping your fellow last Cloudians.
Yeah, because there are like little nuances, like you said, the Caldina Ruins is the best place to actually farm the fast tour tickets, the little souls accumulation gimmick that you can take advantage of. But I was just like, let me just explain like the roadmap, because it's weird that you have to do the tours to unlock both new tour nodes and event stages. But event stages don't really unlock anything else for you. But you kind of need to do them. Like it's a weird thing. So I tried my best.
You done good.
Thanks, Dad.
No problem, son.
Everybody should go. Everybody who's in my channel should go check out Buddha's channel right there. There's a link to it.
Yep. You already know another place to watch the podcast live is over on Krypt's Twitch channel, which hopefully I don't know. Are you backing away a little bit as real life starts up again?
I mean, a little bit, but I'm still gonna be streaming as much as I can.
Nice.
This last week's just been real wild. Like I was gone for several days, and then I got back, and I had a bunch of stuff I had to handle because I did all that. I've still got a bunch of stuff I've got to go do.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's keeping me away from it a little bit. Part of it though, and really, it was kind of well timed because like there wasn't a whole lot going on. Right. The last week, pretty much all I've done is arena, and that's not super interesting in my opinion.
Right.
For like viewers. But they're just, the whole anniversary thing happened, and Ruto happened and all that, and we had our show about that and all. But then it really was kind of quiet for like a week. So sure. I think the timing on that was pretty good. But now we're back.
We're back. 3 million downloads.
3 million downloads.
So
yeah,
3 million downloads.
I like free gems, so I'm a big fan of it.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
So cool. Guys, any closing remarks for this one?
I don't think so. Have fun with your sardines out there. She's a real wild unit and a great addition to the permanent pool.
And good luck to anyone who's
really
hoping to luck their way into her by waiting to summon on actual banners, right? Which is the smart play. It makes sense, but she was too insane to me to like not want her now.
For sure. And there's also tickets, right? That are premium gacha tickets that actually have her and the Ark rate up.
They are rate up.
The tickets we're getting from this event actually have her rate up, which is great.
That's a good note. Yep.
Because I feel like a lot of the time we just get like random generic-y tickets that don't have rate ups or anything.
That does seem to be a consistent thing with the permanent units. Being like those special tickets have them on rate up just like Merity was.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that continues because that would be a nice thing to see.
Yeah, I like
future.
that as a standard.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that.
Please.
That and like
you.
the new collaboration standards are really great. Of essentially like free unit plus souls plus prisms.
For sure.
I will
Big fan
say
of that.
the biggest letdown of this was that, again, similar to Merity, she's not pitiable. I mean, she's pitiable through a paid step up, right?
Right.
But for free-to-play players, she's not pitiable at all. Which is okay. I mean, she's a permanent unit. She'll be in the pool. But if you really, really wanted her and wanted to get her, you cannot get her through the normal pity means.
If you had 90,000 free saved up and that you were desperate for her, not possible.
Can't do it.
That would be a super weird flex.
It would.
Using 90K to pity a permanent unit.
And
I mean, I get it. I totally get it. But
next day you'll pull her on a
like,
gotcha ticket.
Here's the thing. I don't know if this is a good thing or bad thing because, like, if at all, yes, she's not pitiable, but maybe Adis is saving us from ourselves. Like, for free-to-play players, they're saying, dude, don't pity a permanent unit. Like,
just wait. All you gotta do is wait. Just wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey.
She's pretty nutty though.
She is.
Arkadox is saying in chat something about her paid gears. I guess we should probably talk about that.
I'm gonna leave.
Just real quick, her paid sword-ish thing.
It's a machine, though.
It's a machine.
It's a machine, which is surprised the heck out of me because I was like, wait.
Machine with air quotes around it.
Right.
It's like I've seen a sword. That's a sword.
Well, we're getting
There it is.
another weapon that's supposed to be this same thing, but the free to play version, is that a machine as well?
I don't know.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it.
But her paid is arguably best in slot because of the damage cap boost and the physical attack boost, as well as being a machine to fill all of the requirements for having a machine in her kit. So yeah, very, very good on her. Obviously, if you're not going to be using this, you're going to be using Trishula for the elemental resist.
Unless they're already weak.
This is a very, very good weapon on her, especially. One of the better paids we've had in a very long time.
Yeah. When people ask me about paid gear, first I respond with no comment, but then I'll say, asterisk cough and say, is there something with damage cap on it?
Yeah. Cap raises are usually pretty good.
Pretty much my advice.
Just the flat damage is solid too. Like, you can't ask for much more.
Yep. As to her paid armor, cloth, clothes, whatever. I mean, it's okay.
I mean,
all right, so I'm
another weapon.
I'm gonna tell you why I like that. Because that is another one of those things that turns an asset into a liability.
Yes.
Yeah,
for your
that's
enemy.
PvP gold right there.
And
so, I mean, this is stacking with Gemini, right? Like,
right. So the question is, how does it stack with that? Right. Chance to evade magical attacks. Period. When evading. Now, is that physical attacks? Is that magic attacks? Can I put illusion as well as Gemini Knight on there and this?
So,
and like,
I will say as clarification, Gemini is not actually evading. It's setting the magic damage to 0.
fair enough.
So
That makes sense.
Or is am I? Hold on. Let me. There's something. Maybe I'm thinking something else. Hold on. But I'm pretty sure that's.
Yeah, it seems like it's the BB Shin mechanic, right? Because he had that same thing, SCT on dodge.
Yeah, negating magic damage is not evading per se. It's just setting it to 0. Kind of like an Alice or like a V or like a again thing where it just sets it to 0.
So then illusion probably still good though.
Right.
Illusion probably still good. I mean,
which she comes with.
Ark skill for which one is it?
Sandworm.
Is it the Sand Tower? Yeah.
Sand
Yeah.
Tower.
It makes you dodge attacks for like 5 seconds or something like that.
No, it's not
Anyway.
5 seconds. It's a certain amount of hits. But yes, you can't use that in arena. But regardless, it's an interesting, a fun little
It's just
mechanic.
it's another one of those interactions, you know?
Oh,
Fully
wow.
evade a certain number of attacks.
I never noticed that.
My friend, this is the beauty of Last Claudia, right? Is that there are so many of these weird, niche, little corner cases where it's like, oh hey, that probably synergizes extremely well with, this new unit.
Right.
That's what I love about this game, man. That's one of the reasons we keep coming back.
For sure.
Yep, there's so much stuff in it that just synergize with each other that you
It's
don't even think about.
The tiny interactions.
Yep.
Yep.
We just wait for JP.
Until someone like JP will show you how broken something is. You're just like, oh, I never thought of that. Huh, weird.
Hey, to be fair, I thought of that one on my own.
You did, Chris. I just need, the typical.
No, I
JP
understand.
Is big brand.
Listen, we need JP to tell us whether or not dual wield is good. Okay. We need JP to tell us whether or not dual wield is good on Kyle.
That's right.
Barling did say so.
Barling did say that.
We don't know about it.
We gotta wait for some JP videos to come out.
Not surprisingly, I haven't seen many single wheeled Kyle videos out. So weird.
Imagine.
Weird.
Imagine.
Interesting. On that note, I think that's all we got for you this time, guys. Thank you to everyone who listened live. Thank you to those coming to the recording tomorrow. And
Here you go, brother. I got your end screen for you.
There we go. Thank you,
There you go.
to my co-hosts and Tweacz for the imagery as always. Oh, with that being said, y'all know what we say. Work hard, play harder. See you in the next podcast.